The core of these issues, more often than not, can be tracked back to the erosion of what was once a cornerstone of societal stability, the traditional family dynamics. This is not just about nostalgia for bygone days, but a critical examination of how changes in family structures impact the mental and emotional well-being of our children. But let's be clear about what a traditional family means. Personally, I see it as more of a concept than its implied constituent parts.
The goalpost, essentially, for me, is if you have one roof, a mother and a father and the children, the biological mother and father, that is probably the best you can do. If it breaks down, as it did in my case, well, then what you can do is there are other forms of family now. It isn't whether it's a mother or a father, it's the lovingness that matters. And I think we're now getting sophisticated enough to understand that. Children don't need, it doesn't have to be a mother and a father. It can be a father and a father or a mother and a mother. It doesn't matter. It's the quality of loving. But it is important, right the way through, that the biological side of a child, 50% of the genes belong to the father and 50% to the mother. If the father leaves, he still has a responsibility to validate his children. And I think the same for the mother. Because you leave, it doesn't have to be a tragedy.
According to a study that began in the 70s and was still being updated as recently as 2020, the data is favorable for intact families in many ways, including graduating college and higher income. To say this often fills people with anger, as if saying this implies divorce is a failure of the parents, that doing their best is not enough, that leaving a bad relationship should not be an option. If that's how that sounds, that is not my intention at all. I am a child of 3 divorces. But if you have watched this far, then I believe you are likely aware that the end or failure of the family unit is not victimless. And the most common victim is children. Watch the full documentary free on YouTube.